In this video, I sit down with our partner, Laura from Lulu Liquor Case, to discuss how we took her brand from $20,000 a month to upwards of over $110,000 a month in just 30 days working together. This is an amazing case study where Laura was working with some previous agencies that just were not doing the right strategies. And when I had those initial conversations with her, I quickly realized those mistakes that were happening inside the advertising account. And I'm very excited that this brand was going from really struggling on the verge of shutting down to now thriving and setting themselves up for a very profitable and scalable 2025. And so without further ado, let's hear it from Laura herself to talk about her experience working with us over at TVG. Let's dive into it. Hey, Laura, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. I'm
There we
trying
go.
to undo all my.
You're good. You packing orders?
Not yet. We just finished. We had a jar
Yeah.
the specialties, so we have them ready to box. So we're fixing to start boxing orders.
Love it. Love it. Awesome. Well, yeah, I wanted to have this little interview with you. We kind of with the year ending, we're just talking with a lot of our partners and just hearing more about their experience working with us. And you have a very unique case where, we started like a couple days over a month now, and kind of just jumping into Lulu Liquor Case, kind of untangling a lot of the things that were had issues with or things that you were experiencing with previous partners, and then just trying to obviously get you in a good place where I think we saw some pretty high revenue days over the Black Friday period. So would love to just first just have you open up about your business, talk a little bit about your business, what products you sell, how long you've been doing it. That'd be awesome.
Okay. So I have Lulu Liquor Cakes, and I've been in business about, I think this is 4 years going on five. 4 years going on five.
Mm-hmm.
And started out with just selling on Facebook Marketplace, and went up to a food truck, and then ended up opening up a storefront, and then pivoted to becoming e-commerce and shipping all over the US. And so once I pretty much got to that point, we're trying to, it was a struggle. So we were trying to just get it to grow because the storefront wasn't all that busy. And the food truck scene was dying because it was all kind of the end of COVID. So at that point, the previous tenant, who's the friend that told me to keep going, she had put me in contact with a business consulting company and was like, hey, they're doing this free, it was a free Zoom webinar to just hear about what their business is and how they can help you. So I do the free webinar. I'm very interested, and I obviously want to grow. So they told me they would schedule a private call, and they did, and they sent me the pricing. When I saw the pricing, I was like, holy, it was a big initial investment. And but I contemplated over it for a couple nights, and I told my husband, I was like, if I don't do this, if I don't invest in my business, I'm not going to go anywhere, right? They surely can do more than I can. They took over, and it was quite gradual. I will admit it wasn't as fast as y'all had done. I will admit that. I think because it was more of a business consulting, not necessarily just marketing. So there wasn't really a whole lot of marketing stuff going on in the beginning. But once they did start on that, they got the ads going and so forth. And that was slow and gradual. But once they got that, then it seemed to do well. But we kept pushing for influencers because we'd realized, that power. So that's when my daughter and I started tracking down influencers and creators and sending it to them, and just blindly sending jars, or reaching out and asking if they would help out our small business and do it. Later, I realized the business consulting team was not a marketing team, because the sales we were having, I think were from those influencers that were posting. For example, when we did really, really well this time last year, it started in October when our sales just skyrocketed.
Yeah.
We had two big influencers post a day apart. And I mean, both of them generated unbelievable amount of views and comments and likes, and sales just started coming in. And so they used those at that point to then run the ads to keep it flowing through But again, we saw it start to kind of come down after those. So yeah, so they ended up trying to save that, and so it put us in a really bad financial spot.
Hmm.
They were spending the same amount of money they were spending during the busy time, during the slow
Yeah.
time. Then when all that was happening and the money was like gone, they were like, don't worry, we're sticking with you, like, that's, we messed up and we're gonna stick through and make sure it all, comes back out okay. But then the first thing they did was pull the person off of my emails. So nobody
Hmm.
was sending emails. They didn't send me any emails and didn't even tell me. It was my sister who realized that wasn't. She was like, I haven't even seen an email come out.
Yeah.
So it all just and then they just disappeared. So actually, my attorney is trying to find them. Um, I'm no lie. Because their address wasn't even like their registered address for their business isn't even actually an address. Anyway, so yeah, that's pretty much got me to y'all. Is thankfully the good thing that came out of them is I learned a lot more lessons about being more involved in my business, because it's so hard to um, do everything, because I'm
Right.
one person. And so I become very dependent and trustworthy of the people that I, have in place. And I was very trustworthy, and I was not checking like I should have. So I learned a lot of
Yeah.
lessons out of it. And I got Jose out of it. They
Mm.
did introduce me to Jose, the bookkeeper. Well, I don't want to call him my bookkeeper because he is more like my financial advisor now.
Yeah.
He's definitely stepped up in role from bookkeeper.
Hmm.
So who introduced me to y'all? And
Yeah.
because we were really on the cusp of having to close the doors.
Hmm.
Um, I had ordered so much supply because we were doing 100 orders a day when
Right.
they were making us believe that we were like really killing it,
Hmm.
and then come to find out they were spending it all in the
Yeah.
ads to get those sales so they could get their number because they were
Hmm.
getting percent. Anyway, so Jose was the only one that stuck through with me, and he's been like in my books every day. We were down to counting pennies, and I was like so much in debt with all of my
Yeah.
suppliers because I ordered all that stuff to be prepared for the month. And
Right.
anyway, that's pretty much like the sum of it. But
Yeah. Yeah.
to then move on to y'all, like, so then when Jose introduced me to y'all, and we had already been with another marketing company, and it was my first experience with a marketing company. Clavio had done,
Yeah.
they do like, they send you emails for like free webinar things, that you
Hmm.
can just go learn. And so I was like trying to survive and find different ways to get out of the box. And I went on one of those, and it was a good one on marketing. And I had went ahead and put in the comments, I am in a bad position. I'm looking to hire a marketing company that can really help bring my business back to where it was. And several people commented to use this marketing company. I don't know if you want me to
Hmm.
say it or not, but
No, you
introduce.
can redact it. Yeah. No. No. No.
Okay.
No reason to say it.
Several people had suggested them. And so I was like, well, then it's got to be good. So I went to them, and it was like buying a car. The guy was a really good salesman and
Yeah.
promised all kinds of things. And it was in, a price range that I was like, I can afford. But I can only afford if you perform, because
Hmm.
if you don't perform, I was very transparent in the very beginning. I was like, this is where I'm at. This is what's happened to me. And so they were like, we can get you fixed. We can, don't worry, we got this. And then literally like a month goes by, and we've already had like maybe our third meeting that's the same damn spreadsheet that's
Hmm.
like PowerPoint on oh, this is what we can do for you. And I was like, great, now fucking do it, please. Like, take some action. Like
Yeah.
and I feel bad because they were great people. It's
Yeah.
just the company that they're with is not great because they had all those protocols in place,
Yeah.
and I kept telling them, like, you're drowning me. You're drowning me worse. Like, I made it very clear in the beginning, you need to do something. So, anyways, long story short, after I tried to stick through it, after about the second month, I was like, I can't do this no more. And I started looking for somewhere else. And by then, Jose and I were both talking, and he was like, wait a minute, I know of these guys. And
Hmm.
I think through a mutual client of his or something.
Yeah.
But he was like, I know these guys, he was like, they could be really good. And I was like, okay, well, I mean, let's try them, because at this point, we don't have a lot of trust in just trying to find a marketing company blindly like
Right.
that again. So here we are. Now we
Yeah.
are I just had my call with Jose this morning. He was like, I can just hear it. He's like, it's so nice to hear you not stressed out. And I'm like, you have no idea. And like I told these guys yesterday that they have like full on impressed me. Like
Yeah.
I'm very happy. I'm very impressed. And I will tell you, when I first had hired y'all, this is no lie. My sister and I, she was like, when I had the previous marketing company, I couldn't sleep at night. I could not
Hmm.
sleep because I didn't have faith or trust in what they were doing. Right.
Yeah.
So, like, I tried so hard, but my gut and everything just kept telling me it's just, this isn't going to work. This isn't right. They're not doing it for me. When I hired y'all, I literally slept every fucking night. And I didn't feel the need to I did not feel the need to keep hounding y'all and say,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Or, where are we at? Like, I need
Yeah.
sales. Like, I need something to
Yeah.
happen. I did not have that at all. There was something very different about the way I was able to peacefully not stress or worry and be patient. I couldn't be patient with the previous marketing company. I just didn't
Yeah.
have that feeling. With y'all, I have 100% had like the feeling of not worrying
Hmm.
and knowing that it's going to be okay. And then sure as like y'all have proven yourself very quickly how well y'all have jumped in and like finding the things wrong on the back end on the website, which we had been saying something had to be wrong, but nobody in the previous people found anything.
Yeah.
And like just knowing that there were things that needed fixed, knowing there were things that needed corrected. And it just like y'all came in and you found things and you started fixing things and all the moving pieces. And so and what I said to Jose this morning is that I was like, with these guys, I don't feel like it's a band-aid.
Hmm.
Whereas business consulting team that I had in the beginning that really put me in the bad spot, that was a band-aid. Like that was
Hmm.
they just kept putting fucking band-aids on
Yeah.
and lying to me and Jose. They were giving us fake numbers and
Hmm.
reports. So like they were doing that with y'all. Um I don't feel like you're putting a band-aid on. I feel like you're in for the long haul, and I feel like you're
Yeah.
actually setting all of the building blocks to successfully long-term growth. And
Yeah.
so that's what really excites me and what really makes me like appreciate so much that like like we got introduced
Yeah.
and I came across that from Jose because the business consulting team um that obviously was not anything that was going in a long haul um
Hmm.
because of what happened. And then the previous marketing people that couldn't even make it through the short haul.
Yeah.
So
I love like you're hitting
mhm.
on so many points. I have so many questions to run through, and I'm very excited. Like I honestly agree with Jose, and just like our calls like a month ago, those were stressful, and it almost seemed like this was like the last opportunity to like try to get something going. We're not going to say the name of the agency, but obviously a large corporate agency, has all the bells and whistles, has like big team, probably partnered with Klaviyo and these big partnerships because they buy those spots. And one thing that obviously you've probably experienced from us is that it's just like there's no like layer, all this middle management and all these new client success managers coming in, close knit team that's able to have a pulse on everything with you. And I call it when I have these when I had my initial call with you 35 whatever 30, 40 days ago, I immediately was like, okay, this is someone that has like the classic agency trauma where you been through some teams before, big promises and they fell through. What were like some of the reasons like in that discovery phase? Because still like, yes, you had the referral from Jose. You knew that we worked with a client that Jose knew and that we did good work. But why, like, what made you make that jump to work with us?
Truthfully, I was just in a spot where I had to make a jump. I
Yeah.
was. I was either a sink or swim position. And I felt like I was coming off better, at least hearing from a person I trust that
Mhm.
they have heard of y'all and know of y'all working for someone else.
Mhm.
And so basically it was that referral by mouth,
Yeah.
and I felt more comfortable going with a referral by someone's mouth
Right.
than Klaviyo or Shopify. Here's a marketing person.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally understand that. Awesome. And yeah, I think what were like the main, if you were to say like the main issues you're experiencing? I know you touched on a lot of like big things. I can kind of think of foundationally. I know the website was a big thing. Emails just in general were struggling, and then like ads. I remember you were frustrated because you're on the phone with Meta, and like a lot of like the, I think not even the tracking was set up properly. Can you speak to like some of those like main issues or pain points you had before working with us?
Like you said, so on the email side, our email was in very poor condition. We have a very good large amount of email subscribers that just were not getting our emails. And so that was something that y'all were able to come in and right away and fix. That was a big lack. Meta is the one who was reaching out to me before I hired y'all, and we're like, do
Mhm.
you know, like, is there a reason why y'all are targeting people who like Wagyu or sushi or,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, well, they've been targeting this and that, and we just would like, you were doing really well, and now we're just over here, like, we see you're not doing well, and you're just spending a lot of money. It was costing us, the ROA was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. As y'all saw, I mean, we
Mhm.
anywhere from, like, $45 to $75 to get an order
Mhm.
spent an ad, and it was like, I mean, I was losing money. I was actually losing money, just little things you wouldn't even think of that we knew were wrong, but we didn't know how to fix. So there was a lot wrong, and I'm not tech savvy enough to know about all the back end stuff, but I know that,
Mhm.
like, the coding and stuff, it just
Yeah.
um we weren't getting conversion. That's the thing.
Right.
That, I mean, really, that's the key word to say. The previous marketing company was driving the traffic to the website.
Right.
We saw lots of traffic to the website, but nobody was converting.
Right.
So that was the biggest
Yeah.
problem we had.
Yeah, 100%. No, I remember because originally I was like, okay, the site is fine for now because like from a like a metric standpoint of like how much traffic was going to it, it didn't raise any big red flags. But when we kind of dug in that first week, it was immediately like this has to be fixed. I remember Alex, who I know you work closely with, was like, just give me the night. I'm just gonna completely rebuild it, and he like completely like rearranged the site and everything. And then the next piece was like, oh, you don't even have conversions API or what the new meta tracking set up as, and kind of like from there to there is like, okay, overnight, okay, tracking's back. Now we can kind of see these results pour in, and then again, this is just a couple weeks ago, and then now we're coming off the Black Friday period, and I know you were messaging in Slack and stuff like, oh, like happy about the $1,000 day. I think we did even more than that, I think, at this point, and I know that December. You're not a brand where sales will just die down after Black Friday. I think December with like the whole holiday season is an opportunity to keep growing here, and not have just a flash in the pan success. So, can you speak to like the results and like the kind of like growth that's happened over just the last 30 days? And of course, we want to go way farther than that. But the big thing I like about your story is how, work for previous agencies, a lot of just technical issues, and then, 30 days later, we're kind of in a much better spot, like you've already spoken to. So, anything about the results or that transformation?
I mean, it's just been great. Like you said, I was like popping bottle over seeing $1,000 day. Like, no lie. Like, we were just sickened to see $100 day. Especially when we go from already previously being $5,000 to $6,000 day.
Right.
Um, so it was very, very sickening to see. And so, hell yeah, I was like, popping. I'm like, y'all need to take a shot because we just did $1,000. I mean, that's sad. That's sad as a business that was thriving, to be excited over. But I tell you what, it all makes you go back to being humble. It all keeps you
Right.
humble. So I appreciate that factor, even though my pocketbook doesn't.
Mhm.
But and then to see where, like, even like when I was talking to Jose this morning, he was like, "Run me what numbers, how are we doing?" I was like, they had us clear like almost 6 grand, like, one day. I was like, yeah, the first, we were staying steady at over 1,000, a little over a
Right.
thousand. And then, and then we worked it up, and like, I was like, now we were 4,000, 5,000, 6,000. Like, and I told Jose, and I said, I think I know I don't expect like the high highs,
Yeah.
because it was like a Black Friday and stuff like that. But I'm happy with even, a $3,000 day. Like, that's
Yeah.
still a win to me. Um
Yeah.
so I was like, but I what's important to me is that I know that y'all are going to have it at a steady number. Like, I mean,
Right.
we're not going to go back to $100 days. I'm
Exactly.
And so I've been very excited and thankful to see that. But let me tell you the key part to this, though, okay? That Jose and I talked about. But this is the thing. He was like, what I love is I'm seeing these sales, but I'm not seeing where like we're actually profiting. Where
Right.
y'all have us, you're not having us making $6,000 a day and costing us $5,000 to run those fucking ads. And
Right.
that's where the key is that we're like the most excited about, is because that obviously is a big part of it. Otherwise, we're working our ass off for nothing,
Right.
which apparently we were before. So that's like the big key is, not only have y'all driven the numbers up, but you're driving the numbers up without sacrificing all of the profit or a huge chunk of the
Right.
profit to get us there. So
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
yes.
And that's going to be the big goal long term, even as we get out of this holiday season, is like just understanding the nature of your business. It's a heavy gift product. Yes, people can buy them for bachelorettes throughout the year and stuff like that, but knowing the nature of your business and knowing like we don't need to just spend to spend, and being able to kind of ride the waves where we see fit and not just try to scale just because we have a crazy good holiday season. So it's
Mm.
always going to be going back to, like you said, make sure we're in a profitable state. So we're not, some companies do like to just throw gasoline on the fire and just try to scale without really paying attention to those profitability metrics and hoping that customers will come back and that they'll grow. But for a business kind of your, you're not sitting on tons of investment or anything like that. It seems like you're really bootstrapping this up. It's important to have that, steady growth and not go too hard there. So I'm very excited. I love how, you and Jose are both happy about that. As we come up on the half hour, is there anything else you'd like to share about your experience or anything else, there? Any final thoughts?
I'm really looking forward to growing with y'all.
Yeah.
That's what I would like to add, is like, I'm very excited to what the new year is gonna bring.
Yep.
I think y'all are like a great team. I think y'all are a great team to have. And so I'm super stoked to see what this year is gonna bring. Working with y'all, really. And
Yeah.
and because I really like, this business started with just a fucking idea, day drinking with my girlfriends. So no lie. And so I can't even tell you how many days I walk in here and I just look around at everything in this kitchen and I'm like, I cannot fucking believe I'm here.
Yeah.
Because I worked in the corporate world as a paralegal for a very
Mm,
long time. And so to be able to come and go and to just walk in and be like, wow, like, this is, we've built this. So
mhm.
I'm very excited to see, you know, how many, more times I'm gonna walk in here and be like, wow, like, they helped us
Yeah.
get here, they helped us get there. Like, I like to see everybody thrive and grow. So
Mhm.
and so I want to say, it's not even just about what happens here at Lou Liquor Cakes. It also has to do with, I love to see how y'all are gonna grow. I love to see
Yeah.
how you're gonna grow, and y'all are still what, newer, younger. I mean, like, y'all got a long way to go. And so, like, for me, it's also exciting to see how really it's all helping each other, because,
Right.
as we grow, y'all grow, and as y'all grow, others grow. And so that's the part that I'm excited about, and look forward to. So that's all I would
Yeah.
add, is like,
I
I'm
love it.
just, yeah.
I love it. No, and likewise, yeah, I'm very, very excited to continue working with you, and I'm just really grateful for this partnership. Really optimistic for what the future holds. Love the mentality of growing all together, and we'll continue to get back to work and keep getting some orders for you. So I really appreciate your
Yeah.
time today, and just feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have any other questions. And who knows, I'd like to do another one of these in 3 to 6 months when numbers are a lot bigger, as we've
Yeah.
already seen progress, but certainly even more. I hope you enjoyed this partner interview with Laura from Lulu Liquor Cakes. If you run an e-commerce brand and looking to take things to the next level in 2025, then I encourage you to scroll down below and book a call with me personally so I can perform a full audit and understand your brand and where you're trying to scale up. And if you're looking for more trainings, case studies, partner interviews like this one, make sure to like and subscribe, as I'll be uploading valuable content around e-commerce and marketing every single week. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.